come to 2,800 business volume. For the monthly business volume, it's 100 business volume per month. So 14 people, that's 1,400 per month. In a year, that'll be 16,800 business volume. And as for personal shopping, going back to the 2009 statistic, each person would spend a thousand $1,420 per year, and this is again assuming every member you signed up is an online shopper. 1,420 times 14 people, it's $19,880. Uh, the general conversion rate from cash to business volume is zero point 0.8, and so that equates to 15,904 business volume. Now, the the members, they're going to use their personal spending to cover the monthly business volume. I'm going to subtract that from the required amount, which is to stay active. The required amount to stay active, which is 16,800. Subtract, and I'm going to subtract 15,904 from that. So what's left is 896 business volume. Those are the points they have to spend to get, even after they used their average amount per year. So this is the amount they don't really want to spend, but they have to spend to get the business volume just to stay active. So calculating all the business volume, how much commission would you get? Um, so assuming everything's perfectly balanced, you get $2,400, and you have 12,000 business volume left over. You're yes short of another $600. Another method of commission is cashback. So $12,250 was spent under you, and the cashback, let's just say it's 1.5. Generally it's 1 or 2. So cashback 1.5, that'll be $183.75 of cashback, and there's no management bonus because no one on each side reached 5,000. Only you have reached 5,000 business volume. Now net profit, um, well, the revenue is 2,583 and 75 cents, and the expenses, it's around, as I said, it's around 2 to 3,000, depending on how much training you're going to and how well you market. So I'll give that range. So I just put two expenses in for the year. It's 2,500. So that leaves you to $83 profit in the first year, causing the net profit to be too low. Oh, maybe you should, yeah, maybe I'm underestimating the conditions. So I'm just gonna look at each assumption. Okay, so a positive assumption. I mean, just to get some definitions out of the way. A positive assumption is assumption that will increase the likelihood of success in your scenario. Success as in money or BV or whatever. Negative assumption, an assumption that decreases the likelihood of success in your scenario. So I'll just go through the assumptions. Perfect balance. That's a big assumption. That's a big positive assumption. Okay, way overestimating the reality. Right? I assume that all the points will be evenly distributed, and the in my scenario, I just dealt with BV. There's also IBV. Okay, so is it easier to balance two pillars or two pairs of two pillars? Because the BV and IB function independently, right? So it's in four columns. You have to balance like two pairs. You're much more likely to have points here and there that aren't being used, and like they're not being used effectively. So I assumed each point is used effectively by assuming perfect balance. That's a big positive assumption. Moving on, assume all members will spend through shop.com. That's a small positive assumption. I mean, maybe people like a store that's not on the shop.com database. I mean, it's not under shop.com. Maybe they'll spend outside shop.com, but otherwise, because they need monthly BV to stay qualified, they will probably spend through shop.com. All members are online shoppers. Well, as I said before,
40% of people shop online. But then again, the people who you sign on, they're not regular people. They're more targeted. They're into online MLM. So I assume they're 100%. May not be 100%, but it's not that big of a assumption. So next, assuming all members stay but don't recruit anyone. Uh, I don't know, because how long would a person stay? Not even 6 months. If they're not making any money, they're gonna quit within 6 months, because it's a, they're gonna take a lot of rejection, and it's gonna be hard for them to start off. And no, that's contingent on you and your leadership, how you guide them, how you teach them. But and you don't recruit anyone. Uh, hmm. If we don't recruit anyone. Okay. So moving next to the next assumption. Assume members have not referred anyone to useshop.com. Well, that's a big negative assumption. How much people do you think 14 people can refer, right? And all those points will flow up to you. All those, all their purchases. So I think that's a big negative assumption. I think that's where the bulk of your income is going to come from. It's going to come from people who aren't interested in being a unfranchised owner. They're just going to be interested in shopping. And the website does have value. You can save money on that website by using price comparison. And last assumption, having 14 people under you on your very first day, meaning you didn't sign people up throughout the months like in real life, like in the reality. I assume you sign people on your first day. So that's a that's kind of a big assumption, big positive assumption. Okay, so on. Okay, so assuming you're in. Okay, so these numbers. This chart is a very special chart. So whatever I did on the for you, I did for everyone else. So I'm just calculate how much money each person is spending and earning. So the first line is you earning $1,222 per year. Second line 495, negative 400, negative by the way. So whatever they earn, they spent a lot more. This is their net profit. And mind you, this is not calculating how much you paid yourself. Just your training, your recruiting. And recruiting, it depends how persuasive you are, how good you are, how much contacts, how much leads you have. But to get 14 people under you, what's your hit percentage? What's the recruit percentage? I mean, I heard, I heard for Primerica, which is another MLM. Well, it's hard to compare. Well, let's just throw a number out there. It's 5% for Primerica. Generally, if you get 25 people, I mean, if you get 20 people, one person will sign up. But it may not be like that for this. Let's just say 25%. That's very optimistic, I'll say. 4 people. If you get 4 people, one person will sign up. So to get 14 people to sign up, then you need to present this to 56 people. And you're not going to get paid for that. Just like how I assumed. Okay. Okay, so thing is, but this isn't a closed system, right? So right now, so far, I just assume that, hey, you're doing this all alone. But no, in your city or wherever, there is a group, and they are supporting each other, and they do have, as a group, they have a lot more power. They have more recruiting power, management, motivational. Yeah. So let's just put you in a group now instead of being alone. Okay. So let's just say there's a group in your city, 255 people. So it's gonna look something like this, right? One guy on top, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Goes like that. So 100